It's easy for us to forget that we're these mortal shells that are just put here to live a certain amount of years on this planet and that we're not here forever. And a lot of us really take that for granted. We take it for granted every day. You got to remember that you're not going to be here forever. You're not a jellyfish that can just live on and on for hundreds of years, thousands of years. If you're lucky nowadays, you make it to about 80 and then that's it. It's a wrap. It's a wrap for you. And if you're unlucky, you make it not even to a fraction of that. A lot of people go earlier than what they probably should be going. A lot of people die young. I've been thinking about this a lot today, considering what's going on in the world, but you can't take this life for granted. You just can't. You can't do it anymore. Even if you have in the past, you got to start not taking it for granted today, because you never know when it's your time. Your time could be any time. Hopefully it's not soon. I hope it's not soon for me, but it could be soon. And you got to be okay with what you have done up until this point. Look back at all the choices you've made and all the things you've done and ask yourself, are you happy with everything that you've done up to this point so far today, in this very moment, this second right here that you're watching this? And if you're not, then that's a problem. You got to change something. Whether it's your habits or how you look at yourself, how you talk to yourself, the things you do every day, help out some more people, talk to your family more. Whatever you got to do to make yourself feel better about who you are and what you've done up until this point, take those steps and do that today, right now. Because you just never know when it's your time. You really don't. We all think that we have forever on this planet. We forget that time is just it's a construct. Time is something that we make up on our own. Time is something that we made up. All these calendars and all these clocks we always look at every day, we forget that that's life. Time is just life. That's all it is. And when you forget that time is life, you end up wasting more of it than what you really wanted to waste. And then you look up and a few years pass, decades pass, and if you're not doing what you really want to do or what you should be doing or what you're supposed to be doing, you can look up and be in your 40s, 50s, 60s and not be truly happy with what you've done and the things that you have done in the past. I think it's a Bruce Lee quote. He says something like, and this isn't like a word for word quote, but he says something like, time is life. So if you love your life, you won't waste time. And wasting time is a big problem we all have today. There's 168 hours in every single week. So you got to add up, how many hours a week do you sleep? How many hours a week do you work? How many hours a week do you spend time with your family, your spouse, friends? And add all that stuff up and then subtract that number you added up from 168. And that's how much time you have left every week. So what are you using that time for? What are you doing with it? For some people, they play video games, or they watch TV, or they do something else that lets the time slip from them. Or some people, they'll read, or they'll watch educational videos, or they'll go on a course or something and try to learn something. You have to be conscious about how you're spending those few hours every week that you have free. And like I said earlier, if you're not happy with what's going on right now, or you're not proud of who you've become all the way up until this day, you got to use those hours in a different way that's going to suit you and suit you in the future, because it all could be gone tomorrow. For those of you that are into Stoic philosophy, shout out to Ryan Holiday. You have heard of the term memento mori. And if you have the coin like I do, it says you could leave life right now. And you got to really think about that stuff, man. You could be chilling and then all of a sudden it's just lights out and you won't even expect it. And I don't want this video to be grim, but you got to actually think about that kind of stuff. You got to think about this stuff, really, if you want to live a more fulfilled life, or if you want to do things with your life. Because if you just live thinking that you got forever and you got all these years and stuff, you're going to waste a lot of your time. And I'm guilty of it 100%. I've wasted way too much time that I wish I hadn't wasted. So that's why I'm even coming on here and I'm saying this, because I don't want anybody else to waste time if they don't have to, especially if they're young. If you're young, Find a way to use your time, utilize your time. Do something cool. There's so much information out there. There's AI and all that stuff. You can make the next best thing. You can become the next best thing if you just put in the time and the effort in those hours that you have free. If you do the adding and do the math and all that stuff. Like I said, add up all the hours of the stuff you do. You sleep, you work, gym, spend time with family and all that stuff, and subtract that number from 168. And when you have that number in front of you, you have a hard number of how many hours a week you have that are completely free for you to do whatever you choose. It's going to really change how you look at time and change how you do things in your day to day. Even if those hours are spread out every night in small little blocks, in 2 to 5 hour blocks whenever you get off work. And you're going to have a lot more time on the weekends too, like most of us. You got to use that time wisely. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now, and you never know when it's just going to be that time. So make the most of it. Call somebody you haven't heard from in a while. Spend time with somebody you haven't seen in a while, and just be nice to people. Just try to be nice to everybody you meet or that you see. Even if you just go to the gas station to buy a little Powerade or something, just be nice to the clerk. Give them a compliment. Make them smile. Do something like that. You never know what that's going to do to somebody else's day. We're all going through something. We're all doing something. So if you can spread a little joy in your day to day, it's going to make a lot of things better for you and for other people. And also watch how you talk to people too, because that has trickling effects that you don't even realize. How you talk to somebody could potentially affect how they talk to somebody, and then that will affect how they talk to somebody else, and it just keeps going down in this big web that you never even realized that you had a part of, because that person could have been a stranger and you changed their mood, or you changed their day, and then you change how they talk to their spouse or their kid or whatever like that. Just be nice to people, man. That's it. You don't have to be some goody two-shoes saint, but just be nice and cordial to people, because that seems to be lacking nowadays. They just seem to be repulsed by being nice to people or something like that. It's weird. It's like people would rather be mean or just be evil to people. There's a lot of evil going on right now, and you got to be conscious of that. You got to be conscious of the evil going on so you can fight that evil and don't let it seep in. Because when you become bitter, it's really hard to pull yourself out of that. Being bitter sucks, and you don't want to fall into that trap of being bitter and being soulless and being evil and just being mean all the time and stuff like that. But don't fall for that stuff, because the whole point of this video, because you never know when that's your time. Do you want your last impression or your last few interactions to be really joyful and nice and be pleasant, or do you want them to be mean and evil and just nasty? Like, you don't want to be a mean, nasty person. It's just not the way you want to live life. You're not going to get very far if you're one of those type of people. But don't let all the distractions and all the noise that's going on right now in this world deter you from being a nice person and going after what you want. If you can tune out a lot of that stuff, you're going to be a lot better off in your day-to-day life. I promise you, you really will. If you can make your own little piece in your own little pocket of your own life, you're going to be a lot better off. It'll be a lot easier for you to focus on what you need to focus on. Pick up some habits to help you with that peace. Some people like meditation. I love reading, of course. You guys should read some cool stuff. There's a lot of stuff out there to read. It's endless. But do stuff that's going to help you out, that's going to make you feel really good. If you find peace by coming home and baking cakes all night, then bake a whole bunch of cakes. Bake a confetti, a German chocolate, bake anything, cookies, brownies, whatever you want to do. Just do stuff that's going to give you peace and all that. But I'm done rambling. I just had that on my mind today, given what's going on. So if you got this far, my name is TJ. Let me know down below, what are some things you're going to do to find your own peace so you can keep going, keep living your life how you want to live your life. Tell me, what are some things you do to be kind to others? I don't know. Just drop something positive down below. I want to hear it. Let's talk. All right, I'll see y'all.